There's something magical about this place. Sharing all these memories with four of your friends makes it even better. One day as a kid, I looked at the map and asked my dad, "What's down there?" And he told me that it was cold and that there's a lot of mountains. That's when this little town, Ushuaia, caught my eye, and I searched it online and I saw these beautiful mountains rising by the sea. I told myself one day I'll go there. And I didn't make it to Ushuaia, but I made it to Patagonia, a land of endless wilderness where mountains stretch beyond the horizon. Everywhere you turn, nature humbles you. It reminds you of what Earth truly is. And for a moment, you forget everything else, because nothing heals you like nature does. This time in Patagonia for me was a time of self-reflection. Remembering that one day as a kid I dreamed of coming here, and I finally made it. This is the only place where I remember saying to myself, one day I'll go there.
Do you ever think how one small choice can change your whole life? Well, I'm going to explain you mine, my life. Music.
That's life.
That's life.
Everything started like this, hitchhiking. When I was 15, I started hitchhiking to see my friends. I loved it so much that I used to go to school every day using my thumb. Hitchhiking was my favorite passion. And things were getting way bigger when I started hitchhiking from the north to the south of New Zealand, only using my thumb.
This is New Zealand, the furthest place away from my home. If you dig a hole from France, you arrive in New Zealand. I was 19, walking this land without knowing a single person. I had just quit my job and standing in an airport in Indonesia, I booked my flight on the spot.
When I was a kid, I've always dreamed of coming to Ushuaia, the most beautiful place in the world to me. The city with mountains and the sea, penguins, all the way down in Patagonia. This was my dream, and we're finally here in Patagonia.
This is where I come from. Great childhood, easy living, in the French countryside. When I was 9, I jumped on my first plane, flying alone to visit my grandparents after they moved to Greece. That trip changed everything. Traveling, speaking different languages, meeting people from different cultures, I was just hooked. I remember being 9 years old, trying to speak English for the first time, alone on that plane, trying to put words together, trying to make myself understood. As a kid, I learned a language called Bretone, spoken in Brittany, where I'm from. It's a Celtic language like Scottish or Irish, and learning it early on shaped my mind, made it easier to pick up on other languages, and now I switch between 3 languages as easily as changing songs on Spotify, and that changes everything. Because I don't think I'd be traveling, speaking English, or living this life if I hadn't grown up speaking more than one language. And it all started with a little keyboard, a camcorder, and a plane ticket.
It makes the world go round. Love and only love, it can't be denied. No matter what you think
Okay,
about,
we're about to go to Houston. I don't know if we're gonna make it there, but we're gonna miss our flight to Patagonia, and that'll be the end of the video.
Filmmaking came later, but in a way, it was always there. I always had this instinct to capture things and to find a way to make other people feel what I felt.
Am I gonna get killed? Think, brother.
What do I think, brother? I'll tell you what I think, brother. I think I just woke up at 6 a.m. to watch a beautiful sunrise, brother. I'm looking at the sky right now. The clouds are great, brother.
Some of the greatest filmmakers were just travelers at first, and their stories weren't about scripts. They were about discovering places and about following something real. And that's how it all started for me. Travel and film became
Oh my God.
inseparable.
So that's it, we made it.
We're here. I mean, after so many a long journey of flying and driving
And sleeping.
and sleeping
And
and,
waking
not
up at
sleeping,
4 a.m.,
and
bro.
we're driving far and we're flying far.
Dude, yes, bro.
We're here. Okay, let's go home.
My passion for traveling started exactly 13 years ago in Greece.
This is me, trying to learn the piano. My grandparents had this little keyboard, and every year when I visited them in Greece, I'd sit down and play. Just once a year, but that was enough to spark something in me. A love for making things, trying new things. They recorded everything with a camcorder, and I remember using it, and I think deep down that my passion for video started there. I love it there because I was trying to play piano, take pictures, and trying to learn Greek and a bit of English. This is why I love traveling, because when I was a kid, this was the only place I traveled to. And to me, it was just like an exciting experience because I would go there and speak new languages, and I loved it. And the 9th of March 2024, I posted my first ever video on Instagram. I had just quit my job standing in an airport in Indonesia. The next day, I was in Australia with exactly 1 day to sell everything I owned. I stayed there for 7 months and I bought a car. Somehow, it worked out. The rest of my stuff, I left it at a girl's house thinking I'd be back in December when I ran out of money. I never came back. The plan failed completely, but honestly, that was probably the point. That day, I didn't just sell my belongings. I walked away from the idea that I needed them. And once I did that, I realized I could go anywhere. The world was open to me. Dear Journal, well, today I'm celebrating the almost 1 year anniversary of not working a normal job. I just turned 20, and if you told me 2 years ago when I first started traveling alone that this would become my full-time life, I would have been so excited about it. Probably asking myself, how did you do it? The truth is, I went through a lot. I met so many people who pushed me and inspired me, showed me what was possible. I took risks that didn't always make sense at the time, and somehow, step by step, led me here. What blows my mind the most these days is seeing how many people are inspired by what I do. I mean, I'm just a kid who kind of made it, and now people look at me the way I used to look at the ones who made me believe that this life was possible. And that's when it hit me. If my 18-year-old self could see me now, he'd be inspired too. Maybe that's the whole point. In the end, the real goal isn't just chasing dreams, it's looking back and thinking, damn, I made it through all of that, and I built this? Because if the person you were a few years ago would look at you now and feel inspired, that means you're on the right path. And to me, that means that you made it.
Oh my god. This is like seeing the Da Vinci painting, bro.
Wait, you guys kind of remind me of the Da Vinci twins. Da Vinci.
But here's the thing, none of us really make it. There is no such thing as a finish line. No moment where everything clicks and you suddenly have it all figured out. The truth is, we're always just a few steps ahead of the person we used to be. Looking back and realizing how far we've become. And maybe that's what life is. Not about reaching some final destination, but about becoming the kind of person who would have once inspired you. Because if you can do that, then you're not just changing your story, you're just showing someone else that they can change theirs too. And if enough people do that, well, that's how the world changes. Everyone is an inspiration. So why not becoming that person who inspires others? And this is your sign to ask yourself, who did I inspire? And how can I inspire people? All of this, you should think of it, because I've never thought of it before, and I think through that, I found my definition of success. Success is about how many people you can inspire. It's not about a number or an amount, but it's about someone who tells you once that you changed their lives. Some are my friends, and some are some singers, songwriters, but in the end, every art, everyone, everything, the world works with inspiration. Everything that you can think of is an inspiration from someone else. If you can inspire a lot of people, to me, this is how you make it.
And the good news is, now these days, it's really easy to make your dream come true.
Pro tamborim, não vá gastar, depois jogar a culpa em mim. O dinheiro que eu lhe dei não é meu não, é da escola. Por favor, não mete a mão.
I would not be coming out in peace out of Venus
Pro
massage.
tamborim, não vá gastar, depois jogar a culpa em mim. O
I will be on my way to the pool.
não é meu não, é da escola.
I'm walking up the stairs and I think of every videos that I posted in the past.
Você lembra muito bem, no outro carnaval, você chorou por de desfilar. A fantasia que eu pra costurar você, eu nem vou dizer pra não lhe envergonhar. Você, eu nem vou dizer pra não lhe envergonhar.
Well, this is our last day in Chile, Patagonia. Torres del Paine was easily my favorite place. We ran near wild horses, the wind in our faces, and the most beautiful sunset of the trip. The forecast had looked pretty bad the whole week, but somehow the universe had other plans. We got so lucky. I've heard about this place my whole life, and now I can finally say I made it. Not in the sense of accomplishing something big, not in a way that changes the world, but in a way that matters to the kid I used to be. The one who dreamed about places like this, who looked at photos and thought maybe one day. And now, well, I'm here. It's funny how life works, how it takes you to places you once thought were impossible. Strangers who turns into friends and moments that turn into stories you'll carry forever. And maybe that's the real journey, not just the miles traveled or the places seen, but the feeling of standing somewhere you once only dreamed about and only realizing you're actually there. About a year ago, if you showed me this video and told me it was mine, told me that I'd be here running with wild horses in Patagonia, doing exactly what I love without worrying about anything else, I don't think I would have believed you. 1 year, 1 year is all you need to change your life. It's crazy how much can change in a year. 1 year is enough to completely flip your life, take you to somewhere you've never thought possible. And the truth is, no one is gonna do it for you. If you can't become the person that would have inspired you a year ago, then why wouldn't you do everything to make that happen? I don't know where life will take me next, but if there's one thing I've learned, is that the best things always happen when you stop trying to control them, and when you just let life surprise you.